the first thing I have to say is that let's disconnect them from these influencers, because when you leave your child in the hands of a random anonymous person who has an agenda, and that agenda is dinero, is dollars, is money. What do you think these people are doing on YouTube? Any streamer, any YouTube content creator, at the end of the day, this is a means of revenue for them. Unlikely, very unlikely that they're doing this fi sabilillah unless they give in da'wah and they're, upon Islam. If it's some other topic, then generally they want to generate money. And if they want to make money, they usually don't have any decency or guidelines. They are willing to compromise a lot of the matters of the deen in order to gain money in return. And so if you leave your child and with those types of people, then what do you expect? They are definitely going to influence them, because it's a brainwashing technique. And the brainwashing technique, I'll just tell you a little story that has been psychologically proven to be correct. A person went to work, and upon entering work, his colleague saw him. He said, "Man, you look sick." He's like, "No, I'm not sick, man. I'm fine." He sat down. A few minutes later, another colleague of him came and said, "Man, dude, you look sick. You look really sick." And then he's like, "Yeah, man, I think I'm a little sick, man. Subhanallah, I'm a little sick." Then a few minutes later, a third colleague came. I said, "Man, dude, you look like you're sick." He said, "Man, I'm sick. I need to go home." And the guy, sought excuse from his boss and went home. The bottom line is, if you constantly tell people information, they will start believing it, even though it is false, even though it is fictional. That's just the reality. So those influencers, they are trying to make money. They may use Islam, as we've seen many of them, they may use Islam to promote. They want to read, okay, they say our target audience is Muslims, not Christians, Jews. They will make content relevant to each audience to bring them all in. Because at the end of the day, that's how they make money. They're not really trying to promote Islam. It is very unlikely that they're trying to promote Islam. So how do you raise your child as a role model? By first making sure you know whom he is following. Otherwise, it's like having a maid raise your child, and then you expect that maid to do exactly what you would have done as a mother. It's never going to be the same. If you bring a Christian maid, let's say you're a Muslim woman, you bring a Christian maid, and you want that Christian maid to raise your child, and then when he's 15, you expect him to know everything that he would have known had you raised him yourself. Ya Shaykha, it's never going to happen because it's impossible. So you have to get involved. The child, I'm not saying that the children should be digitally backwards, or they should be, behind the rest of the world. They shouldn't know. On the contrary, we try to teach our children everything, every trick in the book, so that they can be ahead of the rest of the world. They have their Islamic identity. They have their Islamic ID and honor that they find a dignity in. At the same time, they are competing with the others in terms of being leaders, in terms of them being the ones who are influencing humans in a positive way, and not the other way around. Not the other way. That requires, my dear parent, your close involvement. You cannot be an observer, a spectator with your binoculars, looking at your children from around 50 kilometers and hoping that they're doing fine. You need to be involved in the process on daily basis. So what do we do in my house? Right to my left is the laptop that my son uses, and across from me is my wife, and I'm sitting over here. Everything is within the same area. So anytime I look at my son, I know what he's doing, I know what he's looking at, I know what he's watching. Whether me or his mother, we're constantly involved in what he is being exposed to, because we want him to learn how to create content, how to be advanced. At the same time, I don't want him to be misled by some funny Joe out there. So you need to be involved. If you're involved, inshallah, you'll get what you want.
And Mussab, I also just wanted to add one more thing, that 5 years and dealing with, all of us dealing with so many kids. One of the main reasons this happens also is the parents, again, connecting to the first question, where parents don't know about technology themselves. They don't know what is happening in YouTube. And there was a time, and still there is a time, where parents will actually come. These are usually parents who are slightly older, above 40, above 45, late 50s, and they have kids who are like 13, 14, 15. There is a massive gap. Okay, you call it a generation gap, I don't know, whatever you call it, but there is a gap. And what they will say is, what does your son do? He's always on the computer. That's what they actually say. And some of them are actually proud. Oh, he's not like me. He's always on the computer. And like you rightly said, majority of these vloggers, they start with the target audience who are like 12, 13, 14.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take names, but believe me, wallahi, ya Sheikh, every year the camps that we actually do, some of these guys who started 4 years back, today these guys are worse, like the kind of stuff they are doing online. So definitely parents, either go check out YouTube, check out the parental controls that are there, educate yourself a bit. Definitely don't let them consume any lifestyle bloggers content. Every lifestyle blogger, like Abu Mussab said, there is economics behind it. They have to make money. Okay.
Exactly.
And eventually they are going to run out of content. And when they run out of content, that is when all the funny stuff they actually start bringing in. And your 13-year-old son or 12-year-old son is exposed to the kind of stuff where me and Abu Mussab might have been exposed at the age of 20 or 21 or 25.
Sahih.
So please, parents, be very, very careful on the kind of follows, or just don't let them have YouTube at a very young age.